Hi everybody, this is Caroline from Schmoopy Goes Vegan. What in the world am I doing next to my Christmas tree? Yeah, it's still up, it's almost February. I keep this up a long time because it's so gloomy in upstate New York, so it just cheers us up. But anyway, what I'm doing down here under the tree is I got the Nutr for Christmas. It's something that I asked for and I'm thrilled that I got it. I just didn't have a chance to unbox it. I was actually waiting to shoot a video so that you could see if it's easy to set up and how the milk tastes once it's made. So stick with me and you'll hear all about it. All right, so I've moved to our table where I've got a little platform, but it basically comes in this sleeve, and on top it says changing the way we make milk. You pull up the sleeve. While I'm trying to get this off, I can just let you know that one of the reasons why, I'm just gonna rip it. One of the reasons, well actually a few of the reasons why I decided to try this is that I enjoy drinking plant milks in my coffee, occasionally in cereal when I eat that. But I wasn't thrilled about continuing with store-bought milks just because of the preservatives and fillers that are in there, which are known to disrupt your microbiome. And I'm really plant-based and primarily for health reasons. And I go through a lot to make sure I get tons of fiber to feed my microbiome. And the last thing I want to do is do anything to disrupt that. So I thought, you know what, this sounds really cool. And one of the reasons I chose the Nutr over the other plant milk devices was that this one did not ask you to pre-soak the nuts before you use them. Now, Santa thankfully brought me a lot of almonds and I always have on hand filtered water. So let's see what this sucker looks like. So, comes in this nice box. Yes, these are the instructions. Looks pretty easy to follow. And then you have the cord, of course, and the Nutr itself. That's in some kind of a bag here. But this is about the size of it. So it's about the size of my head. And it's got a little weight to it, nothing too bad. And then there's something else in here. What in the world is this? Oh, it's I guess 1 tablespoon measuring cup. I'm not quite sure what that would be for. Let's see, and there's this, it's got a little symbol here to unlock it. Got some cardboard, some more cardboard around the filter. A little more cardboard, and then what looks like a little grinder, I'm sure to grind up the nuts. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pause here. I'm going to go and give this a good rinse out before I use it, and I'll be right back. Okay, learned a couple of things just by washing it. So you have to be really careful that you don't submerge this in water or, be turning it upside down and rinsing it under the faucet, because of the plug and the holes that are, I guess, outside the mechanism that makes it work. So what they want you to do is carefully hand wash the inside. It's a little bit of a drawback. But anyway, we're gonna get started because now it's all nicely cleaned out. Okay, add ingredients. Add your base nut seed followed by any ingredients as you wish. This little book here, by the way, has a bunch of, just so you know, has a bunch of different recipes if you're interested in making different types of milks, those types of things. But I'm just gonna make almond milk. Actually just brewed a cup of coffee. Kind of waiting to add this to it. Now, I guess there's inside here, there's a max line for what you're gonna add, and you shouldn't exceed that. Like your nuts and I guess ingredients should not exceed. Don't fill above the max line. Oh, and then add Yeah, okay, so you add your nuts. It's not really telling me how many nuts to add. Let me just check in one of the recipes. Oh. Doesn't really, one says 2 tablespoons. A lot of them say 2 tablespoons. All right, this is way too many. Way too many nuts. I'll take a few out of here. That's good. I won't use all my nuts up right away from this giant bag. I thought it was like intuitive. You just throw a bunch of nuts in. But you don't. You have to add about 2 tablespoons. Gosh, that's not very much. And then you're going to add the water to the max line. Okay, I can do that. I guess how much water you add will determine how creamy it is. Okay, and then what am I doing? Okay, so then it says close the lid. Place the lid on the machine, aligning the arrow with the locked button. No, it says unlock button. Where is the arrow? There's the arrow. With the unlocked. Okay. Ah, there's the arrow. Like, where in God's name is the arrow? All right, we're on this. Let me find this again. Let's see. So this is odd because the arrow, this makes no sense to me, because the arrow is not, all right, there it is. It's this thing was hard to get to move over. All right, so that must mean it's locked. Okay, and then we're gonna connect the power cord. Oh my God. Okay, hold on. I have to move this because the cord is really short and I don't have a cord right next to me. So I have to move the whole apparatus over. Stay tuned. All right, so one thing that I learned was the arrow's supposed to be with the locked, which I thought it was. I misread it. I had it on the unlocked. So it actually, when I plugged it in, it gave me an error message of in E2. So that was readily fixed. So when you plug it in, you hear some beeping, and then I guess you're supposed to use this menu to toggle between, I guess, the different settings. I guess that works for me. So once you hit the setting, room temperature is fine for me. The selected setting will emit a blinking light. The machine will run automatically. I'm not seeing anything blinking. Do I hit start? No, that. I don't know how long I'm supposed to be waiting. Ugh. All right, let me see if I can't figure out what I'm doing wrong. I'm not sure what I did right, but somehow the lights started blinking and then it did start automatically. I got to go back and try to figure out exactly what I did to make it work, but it's interesting. It grinds and then it kind of stops and then it starts again. So that goes on. And as it's going on, the digital numbers actually count down. I'm assuming that it's like the minutes to the finish. So I guess when I selected 5, that meant it was going to take 5 minutes to make. guys, it's done. It has stopped making noise. It did the final countdown to nothing, and now it's just blinking. So I'm gonna unplug it. And I'm going to strain it into a jar. I just pull the plug out really quick. So this is what it looks like when you take the lid off. It's all nice and foamy. And the nice thing about the strainer is that it fits really nice into a mason jar. And then you can filter it. You don't have to filter it, I guess. I guess you can use it directly. I don't know if I want all that like grit in my coffee, but I actually brewed some coffee here. If you guys like my mug, my mom made this. She is the founder, owner, and artist of Island Blue Pottery. She makes all of her own pottery. She's been doing it for, I want to say 40, 50 years. I'll put her information below. Yes, she's 87, and she and my dad are still running it. See how this is going. I'm not going to make you guys watch all this. Be right back. While I was waiting it to filter, I just stuck a spoon in here to see what this was like. It's just like ground up almond pulp. I just wonder if we could cook with this. Like you could bake with it or something. There's got to be something we could do with this. Anyway. All right, I'm going to add some to my coffee here. Give it a stir. So far, it looks just like the plant-based milks that you get in the food store. All right, it's nothing separating, which is nice. All right, let's taste it. It's good. It's good. It definitely tastes different from what the store-bought ones are like. It's definitely a little bit lighter than what I'm used to in my coffee. I don't drink plant-based milks like straight out of the cup, like, you know, like straight. So I won't be able to really compare the taste between what I've usually bought and versus what I've made, but I can tell you this, that this right now is something that I could definitely use in my coffee all the time, and I think that it would definitely work. A couple of things that I'm a little surprised at. So, I don't know, I get these gadgets and I just assume it's intuitive how to use them, so duh. This is to measure out the nuts, so you only need 2 of these for the nuts, which is great because this bag is gonna last me forever. And turning it on was a challenge. I had to actually go to YouTube to figure it out. The instructions in this book are not great. I went on YouTube, and even that, you have to play with it. So I'm gonna play with it. It's not like it doesn't happen. It took maybe 5 minutes to make this, which is great. It's made enough for a couple of days for me for coffee. I think if you want to have enough for a bowl of cereal, you're gonna have to run it a few times because it just doesn't make a lot of milk. That's fine for my lifestyle. I don't need a lot of milk. But if you're looking for something bigger, you might consider a different appliance, or even those nut bags. You ever see those? So basically all it is it's pretty much a blender. All it is a blender. It's a nut blender. What I like about it though is I did not need to pre-soak the nuts. Maybe there's some nuts that you should pre-soak, but it's a cute little gadget. Was it worth the $200 or so that we paid for it? Nah, we'll see. But I do like the thought of not having those preservatives in my coffee. So you know what? Let me play with it, and if there's other things that I can do with it, I will. And I'm hoping that making different types of varieties is going to be really fun. So if I do that, I'll shoot another video of it. But anyway, these are my thoughts. This was not, as you can tell, this was not rehearsed or you know, I did a lot of retakes on it. This is unboxing. So I've never done an unboxing video, and yeah, this was different. All right, see you guys.